This is Robin Lord Taylor, aka the Penguin from Gotham, and you are listening to Limited Addiction Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Limited Addiction Podcast. My name is Frankie.
My name's Daniel. We're here to talk about all things nerdy.
Yes, we are.
And it was a pretty good week for as far as this podcast is concerned. We got to go to another gathering of comic people,
Yeah, another convention of sorts, or an expo in this case.
if you will. And then a bunch of TV popped up this week.
As you heard from the start of the show,
Oh yeah, that was our good friend Robin Lord Taylor now. Got to talk to him a little bit. Unfortunately, we don't have a interview with him. Some legalities, if you will.
yeah, his keeper, his wrangler, wouldn't let you...
Keeper. My keeper.
Wouldn't let him expound, just did the little bumper thing.
Yeah, so... But yeah, his show came back
It did.
this week. Frankie left season 1 unhappy. I left it could be better, but still enjoyed it. How'd the first episode? Were you looking forward to it?
It's pretty much the same feeling. Being kind of underwhelmed. The show, we kind of talked about, has conflicting tone at times. Doesn't know if it wants to be like a serious kind of police drama or a campy villain show. And the whole time, the audience just wants to see Batman. So it's a show that people thought they wanted, and now they're not sure. But definitely, the Penguin's the best part. I couldn't think of. I couldn't think of his name. Robin Lord Taylor. Yeah. So the Penguin. He's the best part of that show. That's not even because we got him. Even if you wouldn't have had him as the.
Yeah, that's what. When I got to talk to him for a little bit, I was like, "Man, you're the saving grace for the show." And he's just like, "Oh, I don't know about that, but thanks." I was like, "No, it's nothing against the other people in the show, but they're just not either. They're not written right, or they're not directed right.
Yeah.
Or they just aren't finding the characters. Who knows?"
Everyone's like playing a big over-the-top version, but one character's gone now, Fish Mooney, so...
That's true.
So we're good now. I think she was the
She's
worst.
sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah.
How long before we hear that line? That's what I should have asked him instead of doing a bump.
I can't believe they didn't say that at all.
I'm not calling them bumps. I'm sorry. I'm going to call them tags because...
We were calling them tags.
When I just said that, I'm like, man, that's what people say when they do drugs.
Yeah.
You want a bump?
Yeah, they do say that.
That's beside the point. No, I enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, I do have a little bit of problem with, like, they're trying to keep the time, like, a little bit of modern, a little bit of past, you know? And I don't think it really works sometimes, like, when Barbara called him, and she's using, like, a cord phone.
Landline?
Landline. I'm trying to think of the word for when they spin.
Oh, rotary?
Rotary, but now I'm second guessing whether it was or not. But still, she's using that, and it's like the secret phone that they got her, where like they have cell phones in this universe. That would have been much easier to get her. You know?
Yeah.
Unless he just got her access to a phone, who knows? But yeah, it was I liked it. Yeah. The whole Batman or Bruce's father thing, kind of weird. It's like his dad was like, if you want to be Batman, I've got everything ready for you. So I'm interested to see where that goes, you know. And then, like, I want to know, like, what numbers was that kid trying at the beginning, especially
111,
like, because I would assume he was like putting in his birthday and stuff, you know. And I don't know if I would have thought to put Bruce, if my name was Bruce, you know, I would have thought my birthday and stuff. But then, yeah, he was just like randomly pushing numbers, and I was like, man, that would suck if you just are in a rage and pushing and you unlock it, but then you're like, oh no, what numbers did I push?
You just never close it. That's
true.
I'll say, you know, there's a reason in the Bible that you had Jesus being born, then his kid, then nothing, because that nothing is the boring part that no one cares about. This show is the boring part that no one cares about. That's what this is.
You just compared Gotham to the Bible.
Comics are modern day mythology.
It's the second time we've brought the Bible up.
It's sacrilegious, whatever. It's just take
I
it.
don't think that's as sacrilegious as last week was.
I don't even remember what I said last week.
I said it.
Oh.
I was talking about how we'll get on the Jesus news, but I was talking about how The Walking Dead refers to a character as Jesus, but they've never heard of zombies.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'm going to touch on that when we get down to that section.
We'll continue to watch Gotham unless it just keeps spiraling into awfulness. But
I thought about doing a side podcast where just focused on Gotham, but yeah, I don't think there is. One, I don't know enough about Batman. I'll openly admit that. I can get a lot of the Easter eggs than the average fan can. But two, I don't think it's a strong enough show to hold unless you have like a diehard Batman fan versus a Batman hater.
well, yeah, as a storyteller, whenever you have a fixed point, that's why prequels are kind of always weird to do, because you have something that can't change. You have Bruce Wayne will eventually become Batman. You know that these villains won't die; they're invincible to us. And, like the Penguin, there's never any stakes involved. Like I don't know. Or Jim Gordon too, the main hero. You know he will never be jeopardized.
That's where they've kind of touched on like it's its own universe.
They
So
s-
in theory, yeah, they could shoot the Joker in the head tomorrow.
That kid's not Joker. That Jerome.
Yeah.
I'd be very mad if he turns out to be the Joker.
He's the Joker.
No.
I guess. Yeah.
Why the Joker is awesome is because he doesn't have a backstory. That kid,
He's got like 12 backstories.
yeah, it's all ambiguous. So he's not the Joker. That's all I'm saying.
Having trouble.
Yeah, can't find a position that's comfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll keep watching it. But more shows are coming, and Heroes is on tonight. We've kind of talked. We're going to watch that. We almost,
Well, last night for them.
yeah. We almost watched it and then did the pod, but then we decided not to.
Yeah, so Hero fans will be a week behind most people. But we'll still, I'm not looking forward to it. I liked the first set, but got enough TV to watch without something. But I'm going to watch it for you guys because I care.
Okay.
But, I don't know. What if this whole Gotham thing's been planned, like, to a T, that this is supposed to be young Ben Affleck?
That'd be cool.
And, like, it's going to go into, like, that kind of just flow right into the movies, you know? Before we jump ahead to Ben Affleck, though, Court of Owls, are you familiar with that?
Yeah, I
I'm
am.
familiar with the term, but I
Scott
don't know
Snyder.
too much of this story.
His first arc in the not the rebranding, but the New 52 when DC changed their numbering is a great story, kind of about a secret society that's been fun, like in the shadows for many years, back to the very beginning of Gotham. So yeah, we got the Illuminati secret society type thing.
Yeah, so that's planned for some point in the series.
I even have a Court of Owl's mask at home.
Yeah?
Mhm.
I've got the Batgirl issues that involve it.
I have the movie too as well. I still haven't watched it. Maybe we'll watch it once it gets going.
Maybe, yeah. I'm guessing if it's this season, we're going to see it in the back half, not anytime soon.
That's something that actually can work because it's the whole thing that was around hundreds of years before Bruce Wayne, so it makes sense that it's here now.
Yeah.
And we can see those cool masks.
Maybe it'll be turned into, like, Bat Kid.
It seemed like such a natural progression because in nature, the predator to a bat is an owl. So it's surprising it took so long for...
Yeah.
But no, very excited about that. That's what gets me excited
Yeah,
for
I
the
know
show.
a lot of people like the arc.
It was such a
of
good
them,
arc.
So
I don't want to
yeah.
spoil it for anybody, but go out and get
maybe
it in
it'll
trade.
help. But yeah, Ben Affleck. It's rumored that the solo Batman movies, it's going to be a triquel, Trinity, three-peat.
There's a word for it. I can't think of it right now.
A
trilogy. We both came to it at once.
But it's going to be based on the Earth 1 Batman, which I read the article about it, so I picked up a little bit there, but you know a little bit more about it than me. I know it's a younger Batman than usual.
It's the Earth one that I read. I read a couple years ago before a show. Backstage. What was I doing before a show? Reading Earth 1, not drinking or partying. Reading a comic book. But yeah, it's a retelling of Batman. It's slightly more grounded. Kind of like when Marvel did the whole Ultimate line where it's modernizing their origin stories. There's a Superman Earth 1, Batman Earth 1, Wonder Woman Earth 1's about to come out by Grant Morrison. But this one was Jeff Johns. But the big difference is Alfred was a lot more awesome in this. He's like an ex-military tough guy.
Yeah.
And just like kind of Batman Year One, Batman was he wasn't exactly perfect and fumbled around. So that's what, when you said that, I'm like, well, the Batman we're getting in the Batman v Superman is a seasoned, perfect Batman. So I'm interested to see what they do with the Earth One kind of story.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, it does involve some of the characters that are in Suicide Squad too. So
does it? I don't remember.
Killer Croc.
Killer Croc was in it.
He
been a couple years. I know,
like, he's not Batman's ally, but he's like an informant kind of thing.
I remember Penguin's in it, but he's not
Penguin's
super short.
The mayor.
Yeah.
So that's where that'd be cool to see, like, Robin Wood Taylor and the actual movie universe. Riddler is a serial killer.
Riddler was the villain teased at the end of Earth 1. Earth 1 Volume 2 came out. I haven't read that one. I should get on it and read it, but
I don't know. But on the casting news, Legends of Tomorrow cast Stephanie Corneliuson. I looked at her IMDb. She's been in a few things, but nothing major. A couple extras. She might have been actually Gretel in that Hansel and Gretel movie from a while back that was like modernized.
Oh, didn't see it.
I didn't either. But she's gonna be playing Negative Woman.
Aren't all women negative women?
Oh, ouch! Now I feel like we have to plug that.
I'm kidding, of course.
But yeah, Negative Woman seems like a pretty neat character. It'll be interesting to see if they put her as a villain or if they're just going to keep putting more heroes into this show. I watched, I'm coming close to the end of the Flash season 1, and I was watching the one where they're talking to the future computer thingy, and she's like, also known as the Flash, founding member of, and then they cut her off. I was like, Justice League?
That's the that voice of the same woman that's in Gotham, the love interest of.
Oh, really?
Of Gordon, not Barbara, but the Doctor.
Yeah.
And she's going to be in the Deadpool movie. And she was in Serenity. She's kind of
she's all over the place.
A nerd queen.
Nerd queen.
Firefly, Serenity. I always forget which one's the movie and which is the show.
Levels. Nerd queen.
Yeah, but
man, that's the podcast. Hey, if you're two females and you want to do this exact same podcast, but females, let's call it Nerd Queen. Give us a call.
Nerd Queen.
At franklydunnetwork@gmail.com.
Okay.
Give us a call at our email.
Nerd Queen's probably taken.
Probably. Shouldn't be. It's a terrible name. But yeah, so last week we talked about photos leaked about Jesus, and
have you seen Jesus?
Apparently, since the photos were leaked, they officially announced Tom Payne is going to be it. If you haven't seen the pictures yet, head on over to our Instagram, frankly.network. They're up there, so you can side by side from the comic book character and the shot from the set. But yeah, man, I don't want to spend too much time on news, but yeah, it's the more I think about it, the more, especially watching Fear the Walking Dead, where you're seeing like the start of this all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so Christianity exists in this world. That's been proven. Zombies don't, though, which I've always wanted to know. Do the Cranberries exist? Or do they just not have that song, you know? It's like, roamers, roamers. But yeah, so these people are coming back from the dead. Which maybe we'll see it at some point. That would actually be a pretty cool storyline for the show. But wouldn't people think, like, miracle? I mean, I guess...
Miracles.
Even the most faithful person, if they watch somebody die and come back alive, their first reaction is not going to be...
Yeah, when...
Miracle.
Well, this is getting very religious. When Jesus came back, people were afraid.
That's true. They weren't when he brought Lazarus back, though.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because he was doing it. Yeah, I don't know. That's
This has been the
if I ever
religious
get a
section.
chance to talk to Kirkman, I'm gonna have to discuss that with him, see how he feels about it. Because it is interesting. But even bigger casting news: The Walking Dead is reportedly seeking out a cast member, which a lot of people are believing to be Negan or Negan.
Yeah, I never knew how to say that.
I say Negan because it's spelled like Megan.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget. I've heard Kirkman say it before. I'm pretty sure he says Negan. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. He's a pretty big character. It's issue 100 that he shows up.
That's
Somewhere
when he
around
does
there.
something big in there. I don't know.
He shows up a little bit before that. Yeah. But he's a pretty big character. It's going to mean trouble. But the casting call is physically imposing, charismatic, brutal, smart, ferocious, frightening, hilarious, inappropriate, oddly friendly, fun-loving sociopath.
So Taylor Swift?
Oh. My money's still on John Hamm.
That would be good.
I think he could do a really cool take on it, because another local podcast that does The Walking Dead has talked about it. Like, this is a very inappropriate character, like, curses a lot. So it'd be fun to, like, someone like John Hamm do the exact opposite, where he's, like, so proper, to where, like, somebody, like, drops, like, an S-bomb, and he just, like, beats the crud out of them.
Yeah.
For it, like, it's cursing in front of him's like he's got no problem killing somebody, but, like, you don't curse in front of this guy,
Like Captain America.
But, yeah, they're calling it, Orin in the casting call, but a lot of people think that's just so that the secret doesn't get out. I mean, it does describe Negan pretty well, in my opinion. But he's slated to show up 6/16, so
Could be the
16 episodes from now.
Yeah, could be the end of the
and like
season.
a 3-month break.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to remember, if they did 23 episodes or more. But that would, if they do about 20, 23 episodes, that would set it up pretty well with the comics, to where the season ends with that big thing that he does that we won't spoil, because it is pretty awesome.
I hope they don't do it.
I mean, I've got my theories that it's gonna happen, but a different character.
Good.
But anyways, yeah.
Hopefully it's Carl.
So I guess we'll probably find out before 616. But 616. It's the Marvel universe. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Prometheus came out in 2012. It's a prequel to the Alien trilogy.
Allegedly.
No, definitely. Why allegedly?
I don't know. Some people argue if it is or isn't.
See, when I watched it, I had no idea it was till the end. I was like, wait, those are the aliens. And I researched it, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this makes a lot more sense now. But finally finished the script, according to director. Hoping to start.
Ridley Scott.
Yes, thank you. Production early next year, which I assume they mean 16 and not like a full year from now.
Yeah.
On the sequel, and the title is going to be Alien Paradise Lost.
That's not the greatest title ever.
Yeah. One, if it's a sequel to Prometheus, I think it would be Prometheus something.
Paradise Lost.
Prometheus Lost. Unless it is just because people like me didn't know it was an alien, so they're trying to bring it back around.
Mm-hmm.
But he did say it might take up to 3 movies to connect it back to Alien.
Ridley Scott's getting older. He needs to not do that. And he's got a movie coming out, Martian. That's coming out.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty pumped for that. I'm pretty sure Ben, our good movie reviewer over at the Real Movies blog.blogspot.com, will write a review about it. He's got some new ones up that don't pertain to us right now.
Yeah.
But you should check them out anyways.
I still haven't seen Prometheus, so
Yeah.
this news
I thought it was pretty good. And now knowing that it's about aliens, it'd be interesting to watch it again. But yeah.
I've only seen the first 2 Alien movies.
Not a big fan of this title. But
Yeah, the working title, probably.
I don't get
could
millions
change.
of dollars, so
No.
yet. But if you do want us to have millions of dollars, head on over to franklydone.com, and no matter what page you go to, there will be a giant Amazon banner. Click on that, take you straight to Amazon, and then you know what? You just shop like normal at that point.
Yeah.
You're not giving us any extra money. You're going to buy a CD. It's $10. It's still going to be $10. The kicker is, if you use going through our website, we're going to get a kickback. So essentially, no extra work for you other than going to one website instead of another and clicking a button.
You got to click something.
But no extra money. So if you're like, oh man, this podcast is really cool, I wish I could pay for it, but you don't have any more money, you just need to buy what you're going to buy anyways. And for those of you who don't know what to buy on Amazon, we've got several links thrown throughout our website, but we're getting ready to launch a new page where once a month, Frankie and I will be suggesting 5 items, probably 5. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
That we think should be in your life. Some of it will be stuff we want, so you can get a little insight on us. Some stuff will just be, hey, this is pretty cool, you should buy it, like Tusk on limited edition. But yeah, that was a little earlier than I meant to. But I know people right now are probably like, whoa, these guys hate everything but Marvel, and they haven't said anything about Marvel. Maybe it's going to be a podcast without Marvel stuff. You're wrong.
Of course we're going to talk about Marvel.
Because Spider-Man has an official age, which makes sense for the actors they were looking at to cast. But he is going to officially be a new 15, which I don't know if that means new in Civil Wars or new in Amazing Spider-Man. But then you kind of question how much time is going to be between the two movies anyways.
Yeah.
Like movie time, not real time.
So but can't even drive.
Yep. It's going to be 15 and in high school. And we're not getting an origin story, so you got to think he at least got his powers when he was like 14 or something.
Yeah.
So I'm probably sophomore. Maybe they could stretch it into a junior if he's got a late birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're sophomore age.
Definitely sophomore. If I'm not mistaken, freshman year, you're looking like 14 for most of it.
14, but then you turn 15.
Freshman year?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was 13. I don't know.
Yeah, your sophomore year is typically when you drive.
Kids these days. I guess that is true.
Freshman in high school.
Yes, it's going to be in high school.
Eating wheat cakes.
But, man, this is casting week. Ooh, that was a terrible cough. Casting week. Hugh Jackman, a.k.a. the Wolverine, a former clown, but look who's laughing now. He was asked in an interview who he would cast to replace him. And at first he was like, I never thought about that. But then he ended up settling on Tom Hardy. Some of you might know him from his recent works as Bane and Mad Max. It'd be an interesting concept. I mean, he does have a contract to do at least 2 more Mad Max movies. So that might line up right in time, by the time. Give a little buffer between Wolverine 3 and starting with the new Wolverine.
I'm trying to picture Tom Hardy with mutton chops.
It's true. Maybe they'll go like the opposite route and do like introduce him as Daken in Wolverine 3.
Give him a mohawk.
Yeah. That would be cool. He's a pretty good actor, so he's definitely I don't know how hairy he is. I've never looked at him.
Well, in Batman he was hairless.
And in Mad Max.
Mad Max is wearing a jacket the whole time.
He's gonna have to get hair implants to be Wolverine. But yeah, I don't know. Pretty cool. And speaking of Wolverine, head on over to our Instagram if you want to see a monkey that looks like Wolverine.
Who doesn't want that? Who does?
Apparently it's in the wild. It's called the Wolf's Mana monkey. But yeah, it's blue and yellow. It's got a cow. It's pretty funny looking. He'll be up there side by sides with Wolverines. It's not up yet if that's what you're looking at.
I was trying to look at it.
It's up now for you listeners. We're in the past. But yeah, and then another show that came out just real quick. The Muppets started. It's pretty funny. We probably won't talk about it too much on this show. Because it doesn't, Muppets are cool. We've talked about it before, but it doesn't really have much to do with us. So
they make Marvel Comics. Muppets.
They do. So, you're not wrong.
If we wanted to, we could.
But yeah, it's a pretty funny show. You should give it a chance. We're not getting paid to say that yet. But
Yet.
speaking of stuff we're not getting paid to say,
Good.
Cincinnati Comic Con, we talked about, we got some interviews and plugs for different things. This was our first go at it, so this one is a little rough, but I think you can still get the idea. We talked to Steve Lieber. Some of you know him as the Superior Foes of Spider-Man fame.
Yeah, he was the artist.
But him and the writer of Superior Foes are teaming up to do a new book. It's coming out on Image. It's called The Fix.
We have the exclusive on that one too, don't we?
Yeah, we do have an exclusive 2-page spread. Be up on our website, franklydone.com, with a little blurb. But just in case, basic concept is you got some dirty cops, if you will.
Dirty cops.
Getting into a little dirty. Doing some side projects, if you will. And so they're actually the heroes of the book, which is kind of funny because you're like, oh yeah, these bad cops. They're the heroes. But same kind of concept with Superior Foes, where, it's the perspective of the bad guys. So they're technically our heroes. But the villain for the book, aka the good guy, is a beagle.
Yeah.
A drug-sniffing beagle.
It's so funny. We actually got to see the whole issue without words.
Yeah, and I mean, the issue told a story, so it's definitely worth picking up. But let's let Steve tell you about it.
Take it away, Steve.
So what's the name of your new series on Image?
It's called The Fix. It's written by Nick Spencer, drawn by me, Steve Lieber.
What's the basic premise of it?
Roy and Mac are a pair of dishonest cops in Los Angeles, and they're going to be going to war with a drug-sniffing beagle named Pretzels.
All right. Love it. What's the number one reason our listeners should pick it up?
It's genuinely funny, not theoretically funny. The book is funny.
When can we expect it in stores?
Probably spring of 2016. I'm starting issue 3 next week, and once we have 3 issues in the can, then Image can solicit it.
Okay, excellent. All right, well, thanks, Steve. But yeah, again, looking forward to it. Spring of 2016, if everything goes according to plan. I'm going to be definitely picking it up.
You should. Everyone should pick it up because Image number ones are usually worth picking up.
That's true.
Because they make movies and stuff out of them.
That is true, and I could see this being a
Yeah.
TV show or movie or something later
Get it
on.
for the speculative reasons, might be worth money, and because Steve's genuinely a nice guy. He's really cool.
Yeah, and like he said, it's genuinely funny, not theoretically.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he was a super nice guy. I've talked to him before. He's sketched in my book a few times. I got a Spider-Man this time. It's pretty cool. And he's like one of the most affordable artists too, so that never hurts. So yeah, we talked about going to an expo. But before we get to there, here's a word from us. All right, so if you guys want to talk to us, we've got several different ways we can do it. We're on Twitter, The Frankly Done, Facebook.com/Frankly Done Network, Instagram, Instagram, Frankly Done Network, and of course, our home on the web, franklydone.com, which we are officially on YouTube. Those of you who have been to the site might have noticed we had a YouTube channel with nothing on it. But all the podcasts, except for one episode due to technical difficulties, are up there. Future, we will be putting them up there as well, so we can kind of give you guys more options to listen to us. Maybe you don't have a smartphone, maybe you like YouTube anyways. Plus, it's super easy to comment, review, and whatnot on YouTube, but it's also easy to do it on iTunes. So, look us up, Limited Addiction, on the iTunes. We are 24th podcast with the word limited in it, which is pretty cool. 44th with the word addiction, which is not as cool, but number one, we're coming for you.
Number one spot.
We're in like 600 for hobbies. So we're pretty easy to find,
Yeah.
But yeah, give us a review. We didn't get any new ones this week. Maybe once we get like 10, we'll pull someone randomly and then send it to them. Something. And we get some cool stuff here and there from some of our new friends.
I don't think there's a way to track them down.
Well, they would have to listen and contact
Oh, okay.
us, and maybe they won't, and we'll get to keep the cool thing. Who knows?
That was the plan anyways.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's true. No, I'll go ahead and be daring. If we get 25 reviews on the iTunes, written reviews, not just stars, because I don't think stars, we have a way of seeing who did it. Maybe we do. I don't know. If we do, prove it. But 25, I will make a subscription style box. We will put some cool stuff, and we'll send it to one of you for real, not just purposely draw someone we know. Which now it's going to seem like we are. But yeah, so if you want the first ever limited edition subscription box,
mystery subscription
that is a
box.
one-time offer, get out there, review us on iTunes.
Boom.
5 stars, 1 star, doesn't matter.
I like
Let us
this
know.
idea.
But yeah, Frankie, any sponsors this week?
So, Daniel, do you like reading?
As long as there's pictures.
Well, okay, that doesn't help you. No.
No, I don't like reading. While I ever have the time.
Exactly.
Wink.
Wink. Well, Audible.com is a service where they read to you. You can I've heard it compared to as the Netflix of books. But unlike Netflix, you actually own these books.
That's true. Yeah. School's back in session. I know when I was in school, I hated reading the books. So put them in your ears, man.
Yeah. And
some dude or woman, gal, sometimes they're pretty famous people, will read it to you. You can be playing your video games, listen. Well, you can't be listening to us. I guess you could if you're, one ear. Man, that'd be pretty cool, actually. That's what you guys should do. You'd probably fail your test, but yeah, it's pretty easy. If you want to give a free trial today, head on over to franklydone.com. I'll throw it a couple different places, but there's a link in our Contact Us section where you can get a free trial. There'll be one on the page where we just talked about things we think you should buy this month. Head on over. Free trial. Again, another way for you to support us without actually giving us any money. Plus, you get stuff. So, totally worth it.
And these books are great. If you have a job like me where you're driving a lot or in the car, having a book that's read to you is a really good way to pass the time. I mean, music's great. I love music. But sometimes you need something longer than 3 to 4 minute song.
Yeah. And I know sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to listen to music. And I put on a podcast that I won't mention because we're not friends with them yet. I will say The Danger Room. And that's where I'll leave it. They're not the ones I'm not friends with.
Yeah, so if you would check us out, or check it out, audible.com, but go to our page first.
Go to our page, click the link. That's the best way to get the free trial.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's the only way to get the free trial from us. So, there you go.
Boom.
All right. Thanks, guys. That was pretty cool. Sounds like a lot of cool stuff we should all go check out.
Yeah.
I'm acting like we're those different people than us.
Oh, that sounds really interesting.
So witty. So, Comic Expo. I was at a little bit more than you, but
yeah, I had to work this weekend, or past weekend.
In your brief time, 3-word description.
3-word description. Really big stuff. Wow, that was terrible.
Get out of way.
Yeah, this was a bigger con than the one before.
Yeah, I mean, in the immortal words of Neil Adams, which you guys will get to hear someday, it's 15 to 20% larger than it had been the year, which is great for us Cincinnatians.
Every year that this con's grown and grown and grown.
Yeah, it's a really great con. We had some pretty cool artists, Dave Marquez, Koi Pham, Robert Kurtzman,
the creator of the Tusk.
Creator of the Tusk suit.
That's funny, we did that pod and then we actually got
I know.
Take a picture with it.
Did you see what he wrote? I got his autograph on the Tusk. Did you see what he wrote on it?
Go full walrus.
Go full walrus. Yeah. He was a pretty fun guy. Alan Bellman again.
Alan Bellman was really cool.
Neil Adams, which I already mentioned. Robin Wood Taylor, of course. Adam West and Burt Ward were there. We didn't get a chance to talk to either of them.
That line was like 4 hours long and really expensive.
Yeah. No offense to either of them, but yeah, very expensive. For us, at least. And then, of course, our local shop that we like to go to, Comics to Games, was there. They were doing a pretty cool thing. Got sucked in on the pops. Finally picked.
You had a good deal on the pops.
But yeah, it was fun. It's nice having a shop that like knows you at the cons too, because it kind of gives you. I always joke that whenever he's at a con and I'm there, I end up working for him, because I like just hang out at his booth to relax and get out of the crowd, you know. But then people are like, "Hey, do you have this? Hey, how much is this?" I'm like, "I'll tell you a different price."
This is the first year.
Run away.
Usually, I spend the most money at his booth, but this year I did not.
You didn't spend much at all.
I didn't. It's a weird transition for me right now in life.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I'm not buying a whole lot.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great con. I mean, yeah, ton of, like last week we were talking about Cincinnati Comic Con. Didn't have a lot of merchants. This one was at least half. It was a pretty good even
A lot
split.
of vendors, definitely.
Yeah. And it's pretty good, like, variety too. You have people like Comics to Games where they have like legit stuff, newer issues for pretty cheap, filling holes and stuff. Then you have like your normal people who just have like thousands of long boxes and trades that either centuries old or various prices, you know. But then a couple booths where it's like a yard sale, which those always are weird for me, but that's usually where you can find some pretty cool stuff too that you wouldn't even think to look for.
Yeah, all the big items in my collection always come from these kind of the Comic Expo.
Yeah, cons, if you've never been to one and you're starting to get into collecting and stuff, it's a good place to get stuff for relatively cheap. Most places take a loss.
Yeah, and the cool thing is you can barter with people.
That's true.
Although
yeah.
there's one booth I went to would not go down $5. There's two expensive toys. One was a 45, one was 20, and first I wanted $10 off. He's like, "Can't do that." I'm like, "Well, what about 5?" He's like, "Oh, we're really not doing." I'm like, "Just $5?"
Yeah, it's. I tracked down the issue of that one character I was looking for. I'm working on a side project, hopefully with somebody pretty cool that I won't mention right now because it's not finalized. But I found he had $6 on it, and I mean, to my knowledge, there's nothing special about this issue. It is like the end of an arc, so maybe that was it. But I was like, "Hey man, can you do any better on this?" He's like, "Well, not really. Some of these booths, they just come to one show and it's like a blowout sale. But I don't have an actual shop. I just go to cons all year round, so I don't really do blowout sales." I'm like, "All right, well, I'm not gonna buy it then." And I started putting it back. He's like, "Well, I could do 5 on it." And I had some time to kill because I was waiting on this amazing drawing by Dave Marquez. Maybe I'll throw it up on the Instagram or something so you guys can see it. So I ended up buying just so I had something to read. But yeah, it's fun. Like, some people are willing to just be like, "Hey, this is 100. I'll give you 50 for it." I'm like, "All right." But then other people are like, "I could do 98.
Yeah. The way I look at it is one less thing they have to bring back. Maybe comics, it doesn't really matter as much.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, nothing against those people. I mean, I know you gotta make a living. If that's your job. That's what's putting food in your mouth. And yeah, by all means. But no, it was pretty cool. We got to meet some other podcasters that working some stuff out with them. So I'm sure we'll be talking about them in the future. Similar subjects, but they go into a little bit others. Ran into a guy that, no lie, I thought was dead. That was kind of weird. Doing pretty good for himself. Still looks like he's on his deathbed, but yeah. I don't know if I told you about that. That was pretty awkward.
We got to try this, the Adam Wests.
Yeah, we got the Adam West. I posted a picture on the Instagram. No, I love Tom and Cheese. Not great.
It had Pop Rocks in it. That was weird.
Yeah, it was a normal donut, graham cracker, blueberry marzipan, which is like a cheese that takes on flavor, another graham cracker, other half of the donut, and then Pop Rocks. Yeah. I mean, for me, it didn't have much flavor. It was messy.
That was the biggest thing. It was messy.
I got 2, so...
You got 2?
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't terrible, I guess. But yeah, the past years they've had a Weapon X, which if I'm not mistaken was donut, sweet marzipan, bacon, barbecue chips maybe, and then donut, maybe something else mixed in there. But I love those. I wish I could get those every day. But yeah, not the best thing I've had them put out, but still a great company, still great food. So if you're ever in the area, they've got several around Cincinnati. I believe they just opened one in Nashville for our southern listeners.
Yeah.
But they're on Shark Tank, so they're going to be opening up all over the place.
I thought it was okay, the sandwich. The Pop Rocks was kind of weird.
It was.
I like the regular donut grilled cheese and regular grilled cheese better, but definitely had to try it since it was exclusive.
Just turned a cough into the mic.
Good.
Yeah, it was worth it. I got some pretty cool stuff. I got some artist proof from Dave Marquez. Like I said, got a couple sketches from him that were pretty awesome. Got to talk to him for a while. He's actually a really cool guy. I recommend. I'm going to go ahead and plug DaveMarquez.com, I believe is what it is. I'll fact check that, link it in the show notes.
Yeah, you were there for 3 days.
Yeah, I did the whole experience. It was cool. Got to accidentally interview Neil Adams.
Yeah.
So I mentioned
the legend Neil Adams.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I was just going over it. I was going to ask him for a tag, for the top of the show or whatever. And he just goes, "Here, sit down," before it gets real busy. And he just starts talking. So
I've heard him on other podcasts, and yeah, he's a long-winded guy. He's done 2 different times going on Fat Man on Batman, and each time it was like a 3-part episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting stuff. Getting to talk to some of these people is really cool. So hopefully, like I said, we're kind of new to this on the field interviewing, so hopefully things work out in good quality for you so you guys can enjoy it. Got another Alan Bellman sketch, which I've been told several times is impossible to do. My book says elsewhere. He did Namor. Looks a little goofy, but it's Alan Bellman. So
he was such a nice guy.
He's like 40s. Yeah, his tag. Maybe I'll do that one next. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, his is funny.
Yeah, I filled in pretty much every hole in my New Mutants collection from one guy on Sunday. Dropped dollar books down to 25 cents.
Did you get New Mutants 98?
So I'm missing like New Mutants 98 and maybe like 2 or 3 others. So that's gonna be the big one to buy. But
you gotta get that like now before the movie, cause it'll.
Ooh, well no, now it's building up because of the movie. I need to wait like a few months after.
I was so lucky on that book. I was at maybe it's Columbus Con. I can't remember which con. No, you weren't there. I just went to this random one, and this guy. He didn't have a booth. He just had a box of nothing but New Mutants 98s.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was 50 or 75. Either price is still really good. And our local shop, Mike, the owner of it, he was just going as a guest. He's like, if you have to pull money, you got to buy that book. That's too good of a deal. So I did. I pulled money and I got one. And then I bought one, and then the guy behind me, he's like, "How many you have?" He's like, somebody's like, "Take them all."
Yeah, I mean, that price. Especially if you have a shop. I'm surprised Mike didn't do that.
I don't remember if he did or not. He showed me how much money he had that day. He had a huge wad of cash.
Yeah, I felt bad for them. I was talking to Tess, Mike's wife. They didn't. I mean, you're there as a customer, or not a customer, as a shop. So they didn't really have free time to go around and walk and stuff.
Yeah,
felt kind of bad for them, but. Mike was telling me he met Steve from Police Academy.
Oh wow, gosh. Yeah.
Oh,
I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Gutenberg,
yeah. He was like, man, I was nervous and stuff. He's like, I've met way more famous people than him and didn't feel nervous at all. Yeah. It kind of sucks. We're kind of considering some upcoming cons, doing booths and stuff, and then doing some pretty interesting, cool stuff. But yeah, it's kind of your choice. Do you want to get locked down to a booth, or but then some people don't stay at their booths at all.
But look at it this way, they made money. I mean, I'm assuming so. I don't know how much it costs.
Oh yeah.
They were anytime we bought by, they were really busy.
Yeah, they had a bunch of pops. That was probably their top sellers. I mean, they were doing, which I mean, they're the hottest thing right now anyways, but they were doing $9 each, which is a good price on its own, or 3 for $25.
I should have bought pops.
But yeah, every time, that's where, when I was hanging out there, people kept asking me about pops and trying to pay me for them. I'm like, nope. I mean, I'd help them find them, but yeah, they were always doing really cool stuff.
In general, it's the last two cons, it's really cool to go as podcasters, First time we've ever done that. And
Yeah, it's really cool to go not dressed as Waldo and have people yell, "I found you" every 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's cool not to be the guy that has to listen to that and not have a costume and get stopped and take pictures for people.
Yeah, nothing against cosplayers, but I'm glad I took a break from it.
I dressed as myself.
I dressed as you.
Nobody recognized me.
But yeah, overall, I mean, like I said, we got a few interviews. Kurtzman was pretty cool. I didn't put that up still. We got a picture with, it wasn't the actual walrus from the movie, but a more not life-size version of it.
Yep, but we did get to take a picture, and I was afraid to touch it, but he's like, go ahead, touch it.
Yeah, I was saying, I didn't know if we should touch it or not, but he's like, oh no, grab on, man. We should have climbed it. That's our mistake.
Yeah, and then it breaks.
And then
they had an actual screen-used mask for sale for $600.
Or best offer.
Best offer.
Yeah, I meant to ask him, like, if the tusks could get fixed into it. I mean, I don't have $600 laying around or even enough to offer him a price.
The tusks were magnetic.
Were they?
Yeah, they can come off and on. Because when I listened to the commentary, they talked about it.
Yeah. I don't know where I would put it. I mean, I guess somewhere in our studio. But, it would have been cool to have. Maybe I'll contact him once we do get super rich, and maybe he'll still have it. That would be funny, since that is, like, one of our best podcasts, I'd say.
The Tusk episode?
Yeah. I wanted to, like, tell him about it, that we did an episode on Tusk, but I couldn't remember how much we made fun of it. Plus, I confused him and Kirkman for a little bit.
Yeah, I made fun of Tusk a lot. It's probably not good to talk about it.
Yeah. But, since we are talking, we'll put the interview up sometime shortly, but he has a movie called, or not a movie, he has a, I don't even know what to call these things.
A Halloween show?
It's like a haunted
house type show?
Haunted attraction, there we go. Mad FX Lab. It is in Ohio, but yeah, it's up in St. Crestline, Ohio. It's running pretty much through October. It looks like weekends. It sounded like it was pretty cool. He talks about it a little bit in the interview. And then his movie just came out. It sounded pretty good too. Not Tusk.
Yeah, he was a cool guy to interview. You did most of the talking, but the things he said was the weirdest things you've ever made. That made me laugh.
Yeah, we'll leave that one for a surprise.
Yeah.
That was, well, we'll save part of it. He was like, you asked him what the weirdest thing. He immediately was like, a walrus suit. And he said something else that was shocking for everyone involved.
Yeah.
But, oh, I'm dying. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to go to the doctor.
Probably. But yeah, he has a fairly new movie. It's going through the film festivals and stuff. It was at the film festival over the weekend, but it's called The Funhouse Massacre. I'm looking forward to tracking it down and watching it, but it's about these people escape in the sane asylum, jail, something like that, and they take over this horror attraction where the different rooms are based on these people's crimes, so they're taking over the characters of themselves and stuff, and then a bunch of shenanigans happen.
That at one of those horror shows, that's when you can get away with murder for a little bit.
Yep, for a little bit. Yeah, it sounded like a super fun time. This Mad FX Lab especially sounds pretty cool. I'm not going to promise we're going to go to it and podcast from it. I guess not going to promise we're going to podcast from it. I'm going to go to it. Kurtzman talked me into it.
The last time I went to one of those, I was 7, and I distinctly remember being 7 because I told everyone there that it's my birthday. I'm 7.
And then they made you pee your pants.
No, it wasn't that.
But that'd be cool if we could get like some kind of mics that like hook on us and we just wear them, you know?
Like a lapel mic?
And then somehow get them into the same audio for us.
You just hear screaming and like...
2 hours of that. That's what you guys want to hear.
Yeah.
But no, Expo was pretty cool overall.
Did not disappoint.
Super pumped for you guys to check out the interviews when they go up.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get to go to more cons.
Yeah,
this year, next
early
year.
2016. Got some lined up that I'll at least be going to as a fan. If I'm going as a fan, I'll probably get at least something for you guys. yeah, in the meantime, if you missed Comic Expo and you still want to get some great deals, and you're one of our local listeners, but they do work with out-of-town people, so it never hurts to contact them. Comics to Games is our favorite shop in the area. Not knocking the other ones, it's just this is where our loyalty lies. I'm sorry, guys. If you want our loyalty, you're gonna have to earn it.
This store not only has comic books, the reason why it attracts.
It also has games.
Has games.
If you didn't get that.
It has comics. Everything from comics to games.
No, yeah.
But no, they have toys, action figures. They have collectibles, statues. They have board games.
The staff has always been super nice.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The staff at this store will actually talk to you. Some other stores, it's kind of elitist. If you're not into the clique, you just get ignored. You know, I dated different girls at different times, and they didn't like this other store because every time they went there by themselves, no one would talk to them. The Comics to Games, they got talked to.
Yeah.
Comic book shops have to break the stigma of isolating girls.
Yeah, especially if this is like, if we're your introduction to this kind of stuff, it's a shop to go to. They're willing to take the time and, you know, give you suggestions on what to read and stuff. Kind of, especially if you're like me, you know, where when I first got comics, it was X-Men, didn't even bother looking at other stuff, and then partially through artists and writers, but then through some suggestions from them and customers there, especially. Yeah, it's not even just the employees. A lot of customers are down to talk and stuff. Found some other pretty cool stuff that before I would have ignored completely.
Yeah.
But want to give them love, find their information, go over to facebook.com/comics2games, and that's a number 2, not the word 2. It's got their website, address, everything like that. And like I said, out of town people. I know there's a few people who they work with that are from their old store down in Tennessee. So
and they hold lots of events. Neither one of us plays Yu-Gi-Oh, but I know they have a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament every week.
Pretty frequently, yeah. And yeah, they're always. I've seen plenty of people just go and be like, "Hey, you care if we play this game?" And they're down for it.
Yeah, have tables set up. Have arcade games.
Yeah, they've got plenty of pinball and a few arcades and stuff. So a little bit of everything for everybody. But yeah, they're super nice people. Always been good to us. Maybe we'll get them on the show at some point. Talk about owning a shop. You never know. But yeah, speaking of going to a shop, what'd you get this week? Either. I mean, I talked a little about con. I got some artist proof.
Yeah, the con, I didn't buy anything except I got these cool comic book boxes. One's in a Wolverine style, one's Batman. I figured it just looked cool on a nerd shelf. I've got plenty of comic book boxes, but these ones are unique. That's the only thing I bought at the con. I feel really
if they had long boxes, I would have got some. They were cool.
They might. The website's on there. I was meaning to go there on the website. They just maybe didn't bring the long boxes. But if they do, I'll definitely let you know.
I just realized I have probably one of the goofiest collections of Pops.
You do. Very weird.
Yeah, I've got Cthulhu, which is an exclusive one. I've got Becca from Pitch Perfect, Anna Kendrick. Grey Worm from Game of Thrones, best character on the show. One-legged Herschel Green from Walking Dead. Nosferatu. And then Alcid Hervox from True Blood. That's just because he looks like me.
You wish. The head does look like you.
Yep.
But he's shirtless,
he's
ripped.
Jacked.
Yeah. And
I am not, because I eat food.
Who eats food? To get that body, you have to eat so much. It's mostly protein, though.
Nothing.
I didn't go to the comic book shop yet this week, but I have been trying to track down the Marvel Legends, the Hulkbuster wave. They've been showing up at Walgreens, and so far Walgreens is the best price on them.
Yeah, I was reading an article about like Walgreens is getting a lot of exclusive toys.
Yeah.
It's weird.
They've got an exclusive Ant-Man toy and exclusive original costume Daredevil Marvel Legend.
Yeah, like I think for us it's weird, but like I know there are some places where like Walgreens are like the size of Walmarts. Well, size of small town Walmarts.
Yeah, I've never been to those giant ones, but I've picked up 3 of, I think there's 7 altogether. But at the cons, they wanted sometimes 25, 30 more than what was at Walgreens.
Oh, yeah.
The con for the specific line of toys was ridiculous. They were charging way too much, in my opinion.
Man, toys at the con. That guy had Blade of the Marvel Universe line. It's one of the like gems that if I could just throw money around, I'd get. He had a really good price on it too. I should have bought it, but sometimes you just can't justify things. But it was cool seeing one in the wild. I might have even put it on the Instagram. I don't know.
Yeah, I used to collect those toys. That was a hard one to get.
Yeah.
It's like the only hard one you don't have.
I don't have Mary Jane.
Oh, yeah. She's hard
And there's some like super early ones that I don't have, but I've got a lot of them.
You do.
For sure.
Those toys were cool.
Yeah.
Do that.
You got a couple loot.
Oh yeah,
the
the
loot crate, but got a couple boxes.
I got a loot crate and a nerd block. Not loot crate. Yeah, loot crate. Loot crate and so the nerd block, the original, its theme was hyperspace.
Hyperspace.
It came with a exclusive Shirt Punch T-shirt by your command. It's a Cylon from Battlestar Galactica, but it looks more like the Daft Punk album. So very cool. A Funko Mystery Mini for the show Supernatural. Now I'm not really into Supernatural, so
if anyone wants it, email us.
yeah, let me know. I haven't even opened it yet. The box itself came with a cool print. It's called Jurassic Galaxy. It's got Star-Lord riding a Triceratops, holding a crossguard lightsaber on top of skeletons of a T-800 and Cylons. Pretty cool.
Nice.
A dashboard USS Enterprise, so it kind of moves. I haven't put it on my car yet. And then the big item was a Star Wars The Force Awakens BB-8 plush, which is kind of funny because I had this in my hand on Force Friday. I'm like, I want this. I'm not going to buy it now. Good thing I didn't.
There you go.
So that was...
Man, BB-8 is huge.
He's huge. What if he turns out to be like a total jerk in the movie?
Like a Jar Jar?
Yeah. Like he just is a jerk and everyone, he like kills Han Solo. Like, what the? I hate this thing.
Like, first time we see Chewbacca is like what we've seen in the trailer already. He's like, oh, and they get off the ship and then BB-8 just kills him.
BB-8's just a bomb.
If I had like the $150 BB-8, I'd smash it.
We got to see one of those in person.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But yeah, that was the Loot Crate. I mean, Nerd Block. I always say those wrong. Nerd Block. Now, the Loot Crate this month, its theme was Summon. Just going to the page where it's got all of them. Came with a little Buddha of Homer, a little Buddha, gold figure of Homer on a donut. He's dressed like Buddha. He's holding a donut in one hand and a prayer bead in the other. So, go figure. That's kind of weird. It came with another Supernatural thing. That's weird. I'm not into Supernatural. It came with a little car, die-cast car.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love the car.
We saw that at the con.
We did.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
That's weird. I should have taken a picture, and then everything would have been synergy. And then my favorite item was there's a Pikachu beanie. I think.
Yeah.
A special.
I thought about taking a picture of that and putting it on Instagram because the guy in the model photo looks the mustache is thicker, but it looks a lot like you. But then I was like, well, they don't know what you look like anyway. So.
Good. Yeah, my brother picked me up for band practice, and I hadn't opened the box yet.
Oh, what band's that?
Oh, we're called The Last Troubadour. Thank you for asking. Cool. My brother, like, why are you in that book? Like, that's not me. But I like that hat. I was wearing it around for a while. It's a little bit too warm still, but I'm going to wear that. And Hearthstone foam stress ball. I don't play Hearthstone by Blizzard, but
yeah,
the Hearthstone
thing looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Made cool in the office.
Yeah, and then a Hearthstone collectible coin card pack with a code on it. So I'm not really into the MMO type games or League of Legends type games, but still.
Yeah. I had a chance to start Loot Crate. It would have been for the next month, but I saw this one. I was thinking about it, but on the promo pick for it, I was like, there's a lot of stuff I don't care about.
Yeah, this month I probably would have skipped if I could skip, but I can't skip. Next month seems cool. It's Rogues plus Rebels 2.0, so the second version. It's going to have Back to Future item. Love Back to Future. Wonder Woman, Batman, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, and Cowboy Bebop.
I like Cowboy Bebop.
I like pretty much everything on here that they said.
Yeah, none of your things gave you a pop. That's interesting.
No, they did not.
Man, I hope the horror block is terrible since I decided not to do it.
I still might. I have a couple more days, but I have suspended this month. If I
think
send,
today's the last day.
is it the last day?
I think so.
Then I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
I hope it's terrible too then. Because I like the arcade block is a Zelda theme, and I like Zelda, but I could miss it and not be super sad. Unless it comes with an ocarina. I've always wanted an ocarina.
It's going to now.
Ocarina. I don't know the correct.
Ocarina. Cool. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right.
What
Well,
did you get?
I talked about it.
No, you didn't.
I got some Pops. I got some New Mutants.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about what comics you got this week.
Oh, I haven't had a chance to read any of them, but
Yeah, but what are highlights of the ones you got?
highlights, none of them.
None of them.
No. Got 1872. Still not sure how I feel about it, but it's close to ending, so I might as well keep going. Years of Future Past has been fun so far. Extinction Agenda, Runaways, and then the new Batgirl, where she's kissing a black guy on the cover. So, interesting to find out who that guy is. But yeah, I don't know, like, all these Secret War ties and stuff are wrapping up, but we're still 4 issues out from the series being over, and I don't even remember what happened in the last issue. Like, I know it's either the art or the writing's been postponed, and then they added the 9th issue, but it turns out 17 pages have been pulled out of 7, and 8 and put into this 9, so there's really only like 4 extra pages of content.
Marvel, step your game up.
Yeah, I mean, I like Marvel, but I feel like either we're going to get the aftermath of Secret Wars before, which they're supposed to start some of those in October. I know they've pushed some back, so maybe they're looking at what is spoilers and what's not, which good for the artists and writers that are on time, because they're probably getting a nice little break, getting ahead of the game, you know?
Yeah.
But then, like, Dave Marquez and Bendis on Iron Man's coming out in October. It's post-Secret Wars, so I don't know. I'm ready for another issue. I don't know what the holdup is, but I have a feeling we're going to get them week after week, and it's just going to get slammed in our face. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you have a major event that collapses both your worlds and reboots everything. Not necessarily reboot, soft reboot, I guess, and not have it on time. Like, this should have been finished before issue 1 came out, in my opinion. But I'm not in the comic book industry, so who knows. But so you have 1 day, 1 hour, and 53 minutes to subscribe to Horror Block this
As of
time
recording.
around. As we're recording.
Yeah.
Like, they're showing stuff in this picture. I'm like,
They don't always come with pops, man.
I know, that's what I'm worried about. Like, I don't know. I'm on the fence for the subscription still. Now that, because my base thing was like, usually the big thing is a pop, and I didn't have any pops and I didn't want to start buying them, but now that I have a few, I don't mind. And especially the horror block, there's a pretty good chance I'd get some of the horror characters that I'm interested in. And
The last horror block was amazing.
yeah, that one was pretty cool. I would have liked to have that autograph. But I don't know. I might give the next Marvel a try, just because I know at least that stuff. If I don't like it,
That's going to be 2 villain pops in that one. One's an
Yeah,
exclusive
so-
mold that they've never done before.
so yeah, I mean, yeah, I can always sell them pretty easily. And then shirt's a shirt, you know, I can always give that to you. Something, I don't know.
I get that box too, though.
Last time they had like 6 different shirts to choose from or something like that.
That's true.
Or not last time, the first time. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I had here and there, a little bit of stuff. But yeah, again, if you want to reach out to us, let us know what you think. Twitter, The Frankly Done. Facebook.com/FranklyDoneNetwork. Instagram, Frankly Done Network. Our home on the web, FranklyDone.com, where you can find our Amazon link. Go on, shop the same stuff you're going to, but support us, you know. We're trying to do this bigger and better, and, you know, unfortunately that takes money, so if you think this is worth giving some kickback to, help us out. Again, it doesn't cost you anything extra. That's the cool part, is it's like stealing money from Amazon, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't like doing that?
Jeff Bezos is rich enough.
Yep, so don't give him money. Give us money. by buying stuff from him.
Yeah.
Or if you want to just give us money, we're cool with that too. We'll let you know how to do that some other time. But, of course, email us. I should put an email on you. I think. Email franklydunnetwork@gmail.com. And, of course, go to iTunes, YouTube, review us, comment, let us know what you think. If there's something we're not covering you think we should, let us know. We'll get to it. Help us grow. And like I said, if we get 25 reviews on iTunes, we'll do a subscription box.
Yeah, we'll do a mystery box for you.
Maybe we will do it once a month, and then we'll do 25 will be the first one, and we'll look at it. If we get like a couple thousand listeners, we'll talk.
Good.
It's all about that money. All right, trivia time. We were ending last week 25, you 22, me. That doesn't seem right. Oh well.
We'll have to go back and look. All right, I'll go first.
All right.
When Bucky Barnes acts as Captain America after the death of Steve Rogers, what S.H.I.E.L.D. agent briefly serves as his partner?
S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Mm-hmm. Boom, boom, boom.
Black Widow.
That is correct.
I was like, I wanted to say Falcon, but I couldn't remember a.
I would have said Sharon Carter, but that would have been wrong.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Yeah.
When you said it, I was like, no, she's dead. She's been dead for a while.
Peggy Carter.
I had 24-21 last week, so I guess that is right. I thought we were closer than that. Oh, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Here and there. Okay, so. True or false? Doctor Strange often fills the role of Sorcerer Superior.
Sorcerer Superior? Yes. Man, they keep tripping up with, like, words. It's supposed to be Sorcerer Supreme.
Was that your final answer?
I'm going to say true.
You're going to say true?
Yeah.
False.
See, these technicalities where it's just like a word.
Yeah. Yeah, false. His title is the Sorcerer Supreme.
I should have just stuck with my... See, the ones I keep getting are like trying to trick you on purpose.
I know. The game's on my side.
Okay. Who led the Thunderbolt team that Punisher joined?
That would be Thunderbolt Ross, a.k.a. The Rock.
Yep.
Who I've got. That's one of my favorite sketches I've ever gotten. I won't say who the artist is, but I asked... He worked on Thunderbolts. That's the best part. I asked him to do Red Hulk, and it looks like he drew him mid-transformation. It's the goofiest drawing I've ever seen. Like halfway through, I feel like he was like, "Oh wait, who was I supposed to be drawing?" It's just funny. Which of the following Marvel heroes is a lawyer when not acting as a costume adventurer? A. Power Man. B. Iron Fist. C. Daredevil.
Only two people can be in the Marvel Universe, so I'm going to go with Daredevil.
That would be Daredevil.
Yeah.
All three of those people are in the Marvel Universe.
No, there's only two lawyers, though. In the whole.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about not giving you the multiple choice on that one because I thought it was pretty easy, considering I just talked about their t-shirt earlier.
I'm getting mad at these questions that are just... Because the last one was the same thing. It's timely productions or timely comics. I'm like, what?
26 to 24. Slowly but surely.
Wait, I thought it should be 25. I thought you said it started with 20. Oh, no, I went up. I went to 20.
You got one, right?
Oh, okay.
So you went to 26?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Unless you want to take the loss. I don't know.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm pretty sure you said She-Hulk. Which is still true. Except not a she. Or he.
All right. Well, I've been Frankie.
I've been Daniel.